Hi there, it's Shelley Penney with Twisted Phish Artisan Jewelry. Today we're going to make the cutest little salamander you've ever seen. And we're going to open this new bead mix from Jesse James Beads called Spirit of the Woods, the Owl. And pull out some beads from there. So let's get started. First of all, let's just take a moment to admire the bead mix. It's pretty cool. It's got, of course, Jesse James Beads always loads their little bead mix boxes with so much. And this one is no exception. So I'm just going to pull out a few of the things that I absolutely love. Check out these owl charms. For earrings or pendants, definitely a pendant for that one. Maybe a bracelet connector on that, or a necklace. Beautiful. I'm not sure what shape these are called, but anyways, check glass, gorgeous. Some more check glass in a table cut in blue. These are probably not check, but they're glass. Very pretty. And there was something in here that I found that I absolutely loved. I don't know if you can see the iridescence on that. Isn't that a beautiful bead? Right there. Anyway, all right, what else do we have in here? There's some crystals, some really nice cubes. We're going to use those in our little salamander. These cones, which I absolutely love. There's some really nice metal in here too. Rectangular, some gold cubes. We're going to use those. What else? There's so much in this bead mix that I absolutely love. Some nice different kinds of spacers, different, more glass, flat rounds. So I'm going to pull out the beads that we need for our project, and I'll be right back. All right, so let's begin. What I have here are 3 lengths of 22 gauge silver colored copper wire. And this is going to be the body and the legs. I use 22 gauge because it is strong enough to hold the shape of the body, but it's also going to be flexible, so I can position my salamander however I want to position him. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a little spiral here at the bottom for the tail. You can finish the tail however you want, but I like a little spiral. I think it just adds a little something to the bottom here. All right, nothing too fancy. So far, you're with me. There we go. All right, let's start adding the body beads. This is just simple stringing. I told you this was an easy project. So I'm just going to put the beads on however I want the body to look. I make a lot of critters and spiders, salamanders. I kind of make them all in a similar fashion. Do the body and then add the legs. So the body part, I'm going to add some interest for the head. So I'm just going to add a little, give him a little collar. Add his head. A little topper just to add a little color to the top of his head. Now I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm just going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to bend this over, Get my round nose pliers in here. This is so somebody wants to, they can hang them in his window, in a window, and that's probably what I'll do with them as well. All right, I'm only going to go around twice for now. And I'm going to leave a bit of a tail there in case I need to adjust at the end. So I'm just going to cut it off to there so that piece of wire doesn't get in my way. All right, so here's what we've got so far. So far, easy peasy. Now, I'm going to make the legs. So the first thing I'm going to do is decide where in the body I want the legs to go and stick them on. So all I'm going to do is stick that wire in between. I'm going to try and find the middle here. There we go. I'm going to stick this wire in between the two beads and sort of wiggle it down as snug as I can. You can see what I mean. And then I'm going to just cross them over like so and pull it good and tight. So they sort of disappear in between the beads, as you can see there, the joint does. All right, we can adjust everything else afterwards. I'm going to go ahead and add the beads on for the legs. So I think I'm going to start with one of these 3 or 4 millimeter silver balls that came from my stash. I'm just going to stick it up there and then start with the top part of the arm. Give him a little cubed joint, the bottom part of the arm. And then I'm going to add another 3 or 4 millimeter ball at the end. All right, simple so far, right? This right now that I'm going to do is about the trickiest part that we're going to have. So you see that I bent that over at an angle, and then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers about here. I'm going to make toes is what I'm making now. So I'm going to just put a little bend in the wire there like that. Okay. Add one of these teeny little 2 millimeters silver balls there. Now, tricky, because of the 22 gauge wire, it's not as easy to sort of twist here. So just bear with me. I'm going to bring this around here like so, just to secure that ball on there. And then I'm going to grab my pliers gently so I don't squish the ball, and just give it a twist. All right. Easy so far. I might even give it another twist. Yeah. Let's do, now we'll make the center toe. Do the same thing. Take the round nose pliers, put that up like that. We'll stick a little toe ball on there if I can find the hole. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, same thing. I'm just going to, sometimes it's easier to sort of bend it in there with the pliers before you wrap it. All right. Now, sometimes you can do it with your fingers like that. One more toe. All right. Give it a little squish here so it's going to be easier to wrap. Last one's always the hardest. All right, here we go. Now, let me just grab this guy with my pliers. All right. Okay, I'm going to bring it up there, hold that with my fingers, and we're going to twist this little guy. You make sure that you get it how you want it. I'm a little bit fussy. I'm not always this fussy because it's a salamander. If he looks nice, that's great, but he doesn't have to be perfect. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is take this little bit of a tail here. I'm going to hold it there, and then I'm just going to twist the paw. There. Cut that last little bit off. All right. Now we have one leg. All right, this leg's going to go like that. Super cute. I am going to go ahead and do the rest of this guy now. I'm going to do the other 3 legs, and I'll come back when I'm finished. All right, we're back. I have all of the legs finished now. The only thing I have left to do is shape my salamander, and we're done. So I like to sort of bend up at the joint here, a little bit like this. I like my salamander to be sort of in an S shape, and then bend the legs down like that. You can obviously do it however you like. All right, so the last thing is this little tail I left here on the head in case you need to adjust the tension. And one of the reasons you may have to adjust the tension is because sometimes you get the legs on a little loose and they have a tendency to spin. Mine are okay. I'm happy with the tension there. If I wanted to adjust the tension, if these were too loose and they were spinning in place and not staying, then I would just take my wrap loop and add a little bit more tension there by wrapping it a little bit tighter. And then I cut off the tail. Give him one last adjustment. And that's it. Your cute little salamander is complete. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button with the bell on. And thank you very much to Jesse James Beads for sponsoring this project. Have a great day.